Judicial reversal. Trump gains edge as court blocks Chutkan's EPA ruling in climate grant dispute. In a significant legal development, former President Donald Trump has secured a temporary judicial victory as the U.S. Court of Appeals for the District of Columbia issued a partial stay against a ruling by U.S. District Judge Tanya Chutkan. This decision suspends her earlier order that mandated Citibank to release substantial funds designated for climate programs under President Joe Biden's 2022 Inflation Reduction Act. Judge Chutkan had previously ruled that the Environmental Protection Agency, EPA, acted unlawfully when it attempted to suspend or revoke $20 billion in green bank grants awarded to several nonprofit organizations. These funds had been allocated as part of Biden's sweeping legislative initiative addressing climate, healthcare, and tax reform. However, the Court of Appeals determined that Chutkan's legal rationale failed to meet the stringent criteria required for a preliminary injunction, prompting the temporary stay. At the heart of this conflict is a fierce political and ideological battle between contrasting presidential agendas. The Biden administration has focused on climate resilience and green investment, while Trump and his allies have pushed back, calling for the dismantling of these programs in favor of budget cuts and a re-emphasis on traditional energy sources such as coal. In March, EPA Administrator Lee Zeldin terminated grant agreements with 8 nonprofits and sought to reclaim the $20 billion climate fund. Chutkan subsequently blocked this action, declaring it a violation of administrative law. However, with the appellate court's stay, the disbursement of funds, currently held by Citibank, remains frozen pending further judicial review. Zeldin, in a scathing critique, compared the Biden-era climate funding process to throwing gold bars off a sinking Titanic. He also raised concerns about potential fraud, though Chutkan noted no such evidence had been presented. Among the affected groups are Climate United Fund, Coalition for Green Capital, and Power Forward Communities, which collectively were awarded $14 million. These entities have filed lawsuits against both the EPA and Citibank, asserting that their rights and roles were unjustly nullified after undergoing a competitive application process. Climate United CEO Beth Bafford responded to the temporary relief by stating, "This decision gives us a chance to breathe. We were hired to do a job, invest in communities, strengthen markets, and we remain committed to that mission." The appellate court emphasized that its stay does not reflect a final judgment on the case's merits, but was issued to allow sufficient time for a thorough review. A separate order detailing deadlines for parties to submit arguments will follow.